What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I have a story time for you guys about the time a couple of my cousins took me to this island thing to show me a haunted spot, and it was an abandoned mine shaft, and then they threatened to throw me down it unless I gave them my Nintendo DS. You know, just a normal day with my cousins for me. Regardless, I figured you guys would enjoy the story time, but before we get into it, be sure to press the like button, or no joke, no scam whatsoever, you will be hit over the head with a hydro flask by Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars. So press the like button, and without further ado, let's get into it.
It's not good. Nice rack in her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so, you know, I have one side of the family that's a little bit crazier than others. For some reason, all of the cousins just don't really get along. They're always trying to, like, one-up each other and get things out of each other. It's a very confrontational family. I'm not too sure why it is, but this particular part of my mom's side of the family has this, like, lake house thing, right? And it's not on a lake that people want to live on. I know that sounds really snooty, but, like, you know what I mean? It's not a lake where it's like, ooh, wow, there's constantly tourists going around. It's one of those lakes that kind of smells a little bit like sewage when you go out, and like they don't even have ducks, they have the mud ducks instead because the ducks don't even want to stay in there. And anyways, my mom was like, all right, we're gonna go spend a week with your cousins, and I was not very hyped about it because I remember the last time I saw them, they like basically would just use me to ask my mom for stuff because they knew if I asked and like said that me and my cousins wanted to do it, that she would probably do it so we could spend family time together. You know, when like you have that one friend that keeps using you to ask for stuff because he knows that if you ask, you'll get it, you know? It was just one of those situations, and it was super awkward, and I'm dreading it. And we get there, and sure enough, my cousins have this like little paddle boat thing, and they start telling me that there's this haunted thing on the island that they can't wait to show me. And my mom is like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You have to go spend time with your cousins. You're gonna have so much fun. Go exploring. Let me get sunscreen on you. Like, covers me in sunscreen, dude. I'm looking whiter than I already am. I don't even know how that's possible. And sure enough, bro, she's just like, all right, go with your cousins on the paddleboard. Me and your aunt want to drink wine. Capiche? Bye. And I'm like, damn, this is just really how it is sometimes, bro. So I get in the paddle boat, and immediately they're like, dude, you look so stupid. Like, immediately. Me and these guys just didn't get along. I really don't know why. Me and my cousins just have beef, bro. I don't get it. I don't even do anything. I just showed up. I'm not really trying to go on the paddle boat. And then they start trying to scare me. They're telling me that, like, what they're about to show me is super dangerous, and there's plenty of legends about it at school, and blah, blah, blah. And we go around this, like, little bend. It was, like, they had a portion of the river that went into a lake, and they were kind of, like, on the bend of the river. And we go around, and there's this small lake, and on the lake, there's this, like, decent-sized island. You know what I mean? There's a little a beach where it looks like you could see where other boats have pulled up. You could see, like, the grooves in the sand where other boats have parked. And they get the paddle boat going, and they park us on this little island. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm from Las Vegas. We don't have a lot of lakes, dude. We have Lake Mead, but, you know, that thing's basically half empty. So I'm not used to this. I'm not from a place like Michigan where you guys got a bunch of lakes, or like Minnesota where y'all got those lakes. Nope, that was not a thing out here, okay? I am used to no water. I can't go swimming in the sand, dude. You want me to identify where the rattlesnakes are sleeping? I got you. You want me to do anything involving water? I'm useless, dude. I'm basically useless. I'm the exact opposite of Aquaman, and Aquaman's useless, so the opposite of him would probably still be kind of useless. Anyways, me and my cousins get to this little island, and they start making me follow them, and it's not like super far from the shore, but it's kind of behind a couple like bands of trees to the point where I really can't see the water anymore. And there's this mound of earth that has some rocks around it in a circle, and I walk up, and it's just kind of like this dark hole that I can't see the bottom of. Like, I couldn't tell if it was, you know, a foot deep or 200 feet deep. I couldn't tell. And they're like, do you know what that is? And obviously I don't, because I'm not from here. And they're like, that's an abandoned mine shaft. And I had never seen one before, dude. The closest I'd gotten to something like that at this point is like Minecraft. So I had never been near one, and I didn't believe them. So I told them to prove it. And so they picked up this like big rock and threw it down, and it tumbled and tumbled and tumbled. And before it hit the bottom, like, I stopped hearing it tumble. You know what I mean? I could tell that this hole was gigantic, dude. It was basically equivalent to your mom. Anyways, at this point, I know they mean business, dude. Like, it's a deep mine shaft, but I don't really know what the point of it is. I'm still not sure why they brought me here. I'm still not really sure, like, what purpose this serves. And then they start asking me if I brought my Nintendo DS with me, and I was like, yeah, of course I brought it, because we had a pretty long flight and a drive, and I was not about to do that without a Nintendo DS. What do you think I am, bro? And so they were basically like, okay, well, you're gonna give it to us and we're gonna keep it before you leave. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna give you my Nintendo DS. And they both smiled at that point as if they had been like expecting me to say that, dude. And then they both like walked forward, and one of them grabbed me and the other one like grabbed the other side of me, and they picked me up and started pushing me towards the like mine shaft thing. And I was screaming, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they had me basically like a couple inches away from the mine shaft hole at this point. And they were like, we're gonna throw you down there unless you agree to give us your Nintendo DS, dude. I don't really know if I would ever want a Nintendo DS so bad that I would be willing to throw my cousin down a mine shaft, but family sometimes, guys. This is why it's so aggravating sometimes when I hear people being like, you always gotta have your family's back. I don't know, bro. I feel like if your family tries to push you down a mine shaft, you kind of have the right not to talk to them anymore. Like, you don't really have to get someone a Christmas present after they've done something like that. Maybe that's just me, dude. Maybe I just need to be the bigger person, but I feel like the bigger person almost got me thrown down a mine shaft, so I'm not doing that. So, obviously at this point, my hands are basically tied, and I'm trying to like negotiate with them, but they seem pretty hell-bent on getting my DS, and they start like pushing me closer to the edge. And I think that they weren't messing around, dude. Like, at first I thought they were threatening me, but then they kept pushing me closer and insisting on it, and I started to think that there was a serious possibility that I was about to get thrown down the mine shaft. So I do the only logical thing I can do, and I'm like, yeah, fine, you guys are allowed to play with my Nintendo DS. And they're like, all right, bet. And they pull me back from the edge, and they're like, see, was that so bad? As if, they deserve a medal for somehow avoiding throwing me down the mine shaft. They're like, yeah, we could have, but we didn't. Yeah, because I agreed to your terms and conditions, bro. Like, obviously, you can't really do much if I just say, yeah, that's perfectly fine, go ahead and take it. What, you were just gonna throw me down the mine shaft after and then go tell my mom, sorry we threw your kid down the mine shaft, but, he was being a bit of a jerk and didn't want to share his Nintendo DS? I don't think she would have liked that very much, dude. So they let me back, and, they wanted to keep hanging out on the island, and obviously I was like, no, I want to go back. I really don't want to be with you guys. Y'all just tried to throw me down a mine shaft. My mind is not really in vibe mode right now. I don't think I can be like making memories with my cousin mode after you just tried to toss me down a mine shaft. And they're basically like, no, dude, we're gonna hang out on the island for a bit. So I have to awkwardly follow around my cousins who just tried to shove me down a mine shaft while they're like building forts and whatnot. And it was cold and it was miserable, and I was just straight up not having a good time. Finally, though, they're like, all right, we're gonna go back. And they decide that they're too tired from doing whatever they were doing on the island, so I have to do the paddle boat back. Keep in mind, I'm a young kid, and it's supposed to be a two-person thing, and I've never done it before. Alright, guys, I'm gonna interrupt the video for a second. On screen is a PlayStation gift card. I actually give a gift card away every single day, just as a way to say thank you to the people that are subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, you might as well go ahead and press that button, turn on notifications. I guess like 80% of my people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so if you're part of that, let's get that number up, at least 50-50. I'm just embarrassing myself out here, bro. One dude I was watching his video, apparently he's got like 17. Goddamn, impressive. Nonetheless, this is basically a way for me to say thank you to everyone who is subscribed, so if that's you, thank you very much, and without further ado, let's get back to the video. Regardless, dude, because I've never done this before, and I just didn't know what I was doing, or like how to actually pilot a freaking boat, it took me like an hour to get us back. We get back, the first thing they do is like run in, go straight to my DS and pick it up and start playing, and I walk in, and I think my mom could tell I was pissed because she pulled me aside and like asked what happened, and I kind of told her about everything. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't make it sound as bad as it actually was. I wasn't like, oh, they tried to shove me down a mine shaft, because we were gonna be there for a while, and I knew if I snitched that hard and got them in a bunch of trouble, then obviously it was gonna be not a fun week for me. So I basically was like, look, they took my DS, I don't really want them to play with it because they're gonna break it, blah 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 blah. And my mom was like, fair enough. So she took it away and said she just didn't want him to break it. And that was fine because even their mom knew that they were kind of like monsters who would basically break anything they got their hands on. But yeah, dude, regardless, my cousins basically threatened to throw me down an abandoned mine shaft because they really wanted to play with my Nintendo DS. I'm not quite sure how it is, dude. I don't talk to them anymore. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen them, kind of on purpose, definitely on purpose. Sometimes you just gotta not hang out with people who try to kill you for video games. You know, maybe that's just me. It's a wise lesson I've learned after all these years of being alive. I feel like if you don't learn that lesson, then, you know, you're not the one telling stories because you're probably not around anymore. Regardless, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. Subscribe, turn on notifications. If you want some merch, I did release a Karen Christmas sweater. The link is going to be down below along with the link to the intro song. And if you want more content, I do have a podcast called The Scuffed Cast. A link will also be found down below. Seriously, thank you all so much for supporting the videos recently. I really, really do appreciate it. And none of this would be possible without you guys. And on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.